This is the KJ Singh Show with your host, KJ Singh. So it appears that the worst of us, the grifters and the propagandists, always find a way to jump on a tragedy to sell their own propaganda or sell whatever grift that they're trying to make money from. And the stabbings in the Bondi Mall in Australia that happened on Saturday is no exception. You see, when the news broke out, people thought and assumed that was some religious fundamentalist who was conducting this massive suffering. It so happens that it was a man, white man, who had mental health issues. But that, not knowing who the perpetrator was did not stop certain people, it appears, like Julia Hartley Brewer. But Julia Hartley Brewer, it seems to me the case that she's a vociferous racist, and everyone knows it. So she's like a female Lawrence Fox, it appears. Like somebody who is just open with xenophobia, but has the benefit of doubt to deny that she is a racist by saying things like, my best friend is black, or whatever arguments are put forward. There's always, if she doesn't say it explicitly, then she can always cast doubt on her statements. She can dog whistle all she wants. Another person who has been in the news for several years now, this person popped up on my radar during the general election of 2019, Rachel Riley. This person is not particularly empathetic towards, it seems, people who are of, let's say, questionable of the state of Israel, which is now conducting a genocide. It appears that she is also a vociferous racist, but she has she has the aesthetics of respectability. She's the presenter of Countdown on Channel 4, and she has, obviously, she has kind of that white woman aesthetic which people find endearing, but behind that, it appears that she is the worst type of racist because she can deceive people, who's just being, personable, charming, but when you peel behind that, it appears that she is incredible racist, because when this news broke out, she talked about it being part of this. It seems she talked about it being part of or associated with the global intifada, and so she's trying to make a connection between this horrible suffering inflicted on actual people in the real world, and she's trying to project onto it her own propagandist views, which lead me to think that she may actually be a psychopath, because psychopaths always relish the opportunity to try and jump on it like an ambulance chaser to push their own propagandist points, which are also anti-humanitarian. The support of what Israel's doing right now is anti-humanitarian, and she's willing to go the extra mile, it appears, when it comes to, not just what she said regarding global intifada, but there's also a clip of her in this interview with Channel 4 News, whereby she, she's pushing this propaganda point with regards to, beheadings and, the worst kind of visual images that were, put forward to the general public. Now, it turned out to be uncorroborated, without evidence, but it was used to justify a genocide. Well, she's putting that case forward without any evidence. Watch how she acts, actually, because even though it seems to me that she's a psychopath, there's part of her body that kind of gives the impression that she's trying to hide something. It seems, this is obviously, everything I say in this video is my opinion, but I'm going to give you my case forward, and I think there's a very strong case that this person, it seems to be the worst type of racist, because she's she seems to be a liar. She seems to be a vociferous racist, and will do everything possible to obviously to protect her image. But it appears that she's she's constantly giving more credit to the propaganda that was used to justify the genocide. And she's talking about how she's justifying what Israel is doing in response because of these little scenes that have no evidence behind it. And look how she tries to corroborate it by saying, "Oh, there's more out there. Even if you can't find evidence, there's more."
I wonder, do you...
That there was a pregnant woman who had her belly cut open, the baby was removed from her stomach and beheaded in front of her. There's videos of this, and yet the
Which
BBC...
is unverified. We haven't seen these videos.
You haven't seen it. I know many people who have seen it. These videos are in existence. There's countless others and countless other examples that the journalists sat through the other day to prove this is existing because of such denial. And organisations like the BBC refuse to call these terrorists terrorists.
So I have really no time for this sort of person. This is a person who was wearing a T-shirt during before the general election that said Jeremy Corbyn is a racist endeavour. This is a photoshopped image of him protesting against apartheid in South Africa, which it seems to me that she has no problem with because, of course, she has absolute, she condones the apartheid, it seems to me, in Israel. So I really have no time for this sort of person, but it's important for us to recognise the liberal aesthetics, the liberal sensibilities that can really put the wool over our eyes, and to not see a vociferous racist, what it seems to me, to be a vociferous racist, and it's to me it seems to be very built into the ethno-nationalistic project. In Germany, for example, 30% of the people who are being arrested for anti-Semitism in these protests for ceasefire, they're Jewish, and it's obviously clear that institutions of power don't recognize moral clarity. Obviously, it's not in their interests. Institutions, especially those that are led by people who are in it for power, do not recognize empathy or consideration for a equal assessment of justice and equality, and application of that for all people, because obviously that would be an impediment to this kind of hierarchy that they want to preserve. And so those people who are in it for the power believe not in the principles of moral clarity, they believe in the principles of might makes right. And so for them, when they talk about morality, they talk about in terms of moralism. It's that these people are, they either try to diminish a person's moral credibility by saying these people are lesser than us, or uplift their own moral credibility by saying we are better than them. And moralism is the only game that they will play, because that plays into the power dynamics in maintaining and powerful institutions. And so this also is part of the same picture of how liberal aesthetics of we are right, we are doing the right thing, and even being so vociferous, trying to recall the injustice of the past, but not really apply it to the present moment. Because of course, if you were to apply it to the present moment, then it would affect the power levels, the hierarchy that these people of power want to preserve. Because of course, if you were to flatten everything and make everyone as equals as each other, then they won't have the power that it seems that they psychopathically crave. And it appears that people like Rachel Riley, Julia Hartley-Brewer, they live for this kind of power, which would fall out, it would dissolve if we were to apply humanitarian rules for everyone in a just and fair manner. This is why Jeremy Corbyn really was the somewhat of a kind of kryptonite for these people, or he's a subject of their hatred and scorn, because he saw things as as fighting towards justice and peace, something that I'm sure at subconscious level they know. He has to be. It seems he has to be on the right side of history, but they're never, it seems, admitted to themselves. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. That'd be very much appreciated. Thank you.